As gardeners, we all want to grow healthy plants. The key is to prevent any problems before they occur. Howdy, I'm Dr. Greg Church. I'm a plant pathologist, and I'm here to help you. In this video, we're going to talk about plant disease prevention. So let's start with the basics. When we consider how to prevent a plant disease or any other problem, we need to start with the basic requirements of the plant. It's important to understand the requirements of the plants that you're growing or plan to grow. When we're planning or designing our gardens, landscapes, or other plantings, we need to understand the requirements. Those basic requirements are sunlight, soil, water, and air. We need to provide those basic requirements for the plant to have optimal growth conditions. As I mentioned, each plant has different requirements. The location is important for the successful growing of those plants. Can that location provide adequate sunlight, the proper soil conditions, proper amount of water? Does it provide adequate air? When we think of air, we have to consider different factors. The carbon dioxide that the plant needs is going to be available around the plant, obviously. But when we think of air, we also think about the space that that plant needs to grow optimally. Obviously, when we first plant a seed or a plant, it's going to be very small. It's hard to visualize how large that plant's going to get. And each plant can grow a little bit differently. So we need to consider the mature size of that plant so that it can reach its optimal size. Sometimes we want a plant to fit in the space that we provide it, and that often requires pruning. So when we select a plant, we need to consider the form. Does that plant tolerate the amount of pruning that will be required to fit into that space? In addition to space, we consider airflow. When we're thinking about preventing plant diseases, we need adequate airflow around a plant. Often that's overlooked. We need adequate airflow in order to dry the leaves of the plant after rainfall or irrigation. Obviously, we can control the timing of irrigation to reduce leaf wetness or the type of irrigation that we use, but we can't control rainfall. Rainfall can come at any time. That rainfall may cause the leaves to stay wet for a prolonged period of time. So providing adequate airflow can reduce leaf wetness. So providing adequate airflow around a plant or through the plant is important in order to reduce the period of time that the leaves remain wet after a rainfall or irrigation. Also, pruning can help improve airflow. When we think about the canopy of a tree or large shrub, airflow can be improved by thinning, proper thinning. Oftentimes trees are over-pruned, so we don't want to do that. That can actually lead to problems. Sunlight is extremely important for the health of a plant. When we consider our lawns that don't have tolerance to shade will not receive adequate sunlight and will decline in health. However, a turf grass that is tolerant of partial shade will thrive. Providing the proper amount of sunlight for that specific plant is important. We have full sun, partial shade, full shade. Then we also need to consider the timing of that sunlight. Morning sun is going to be less harsh than full sun in the afternoon. It's important to assess the condition of your soil. Having your soil tested is important. It's important to understand the pH of your soil, the type of soil that you have, the nutrients that are available to the plant, and other soil properties. In a future video, we can go into more detail about soils and how they affect plant health. It's also important to consider the drainage of your soil. Soil drainage can vary greatly across a piece of property. Oftentimes, residential properties are designed to drain in a certain fashion. Not all developments have adequate soil drainage. Most plants are going to prefer a well-drained soil. So it's important to select a location for your plant that has adequate drainage. Proper soil preparation and maintenance is important in order to promote healthy plants. Improving the conditions of the soil with soil amendments, for instance adding organic matter in the form of fully finished compost, can go a long way to improving the conditions that you're growing your plants. There are products such as expanded shell that can improve the drainage and aeration of the soil and therefore improve the growing conditions. Maintaining the conditions of your soil can come in a variety of fashions. Probably the simplest thing that we can do is maintaining a layer of mulch around your plants. Mulch can provide a lot of benefits to the soil conditions and to your plant. Water is an important requirement of healthy plants. Since we can't always rely on adequate rainfall, irrigation is an important investment into your lawn, landscapes, and trees. There are a variety of different types of irrigation systems. It's important to use quality water in your irrigation system. Some water sources do not provide adequate water quality for plants. For instance, groundwater that has high salt content is going to be bad for the health of your soil and your plants. Irrigation efficiency is important, not only for water conservation, but also for the health of your plants. The amount and frequency of irrigation has a big role in maintaining plant health. It's important to consider having your irrigation system tested or audited each year to make sure that it's working properly and predictably so that you can use your irrigation system to help you manage the health of your plants. In future videos, we will discuss these topics in more detail. I appreciate you watching the video. I hope that it was informative. If you enjoyed the video, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more content. Thank you for watching.